On this edition of Lexington Now, the YMCA backpack program, crime-free housing, and stormwater grants. I'm Neil Noah. Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of July 22nd, 2024. For over a decade, the YMCA has helped students start the academic year out right by providing them with the tools they need. Here's what the program is all about.
I'm Erin Andrews with the YMCA of Central Kentucky. So Back to School Rallies is coming up on Saturday, July 27th. We are actually in 15 locations across Lexington, Franklin County, and Jessamine County. We've got it at 15 community sites throughout the counties. So the rallies have been in this community for over 20 years, and the Y has been hosting and leading this for over 10 years. Anyone, middle school, high school, and elementary school, is anyone entering those grades can come and is eligible for a backpack. There is no cost, and not only do they receive a backpack, but the backpack is full of school supplies to get them started for the year. Rallies are on Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9:30. So registration starts at 9:30, and distribution of the backpacks will be at 11:30. However, at each of the sites, there are going to be a ton of activities, food, games, community vendors set up to do for fun activities. You'll get to meet some teachers from your local schools. So it's just a great time for families and everyone to come out. They can go to any of our rally sites, and you can find all of those on our website, ymcacky.org. We are stuffing backpacks here at the North Y, and we are handing out 4,000 backpacks with school supplies, so we'll be stuffing all those here next week. The reason we do this is we want students and families to know that they have a whole community around them. We want everyone to start the school year off successful, and that includes having the supplies you need to get started. And like I said, not only that, but we want them to know that they've got a full community, whether that's the Y, whether that's a local church, a community center. Really, there's so many people in the area who want to support students and families, and we want to show them that. It's so great. We love the smiles that we get to see, the backpacks. They get to pick out a fun backpack and have the school supplies that they need, just like any other student. So not only does this take community volunteers, there's also, we couldn't do this without our sponsors. Our biggest sponsor for this event is Setzer Properties. So huge shout out to them for that. And if anyone wants to help support financially, it only takes $20 to supply a student with a backpack and those school supplies. What I love and what so many love about the Y is it's for all. And whether that's this program where we hand out these school supplies, or you want to be a member or sign up for a program, the Y offers financial assistance for those who qualify. And that is through our donors. That is all donor sponsors. Membership dollars don't cover that. That is all the money that is raised by those in our community. Any information on the Y can be found at ymcacky.org. We'd love to see you guys out on Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9:30.
Your police department has a program to help neighborhoods remain as safe as possible. It's called Crime-Free Multi-Housing. Here's how it works.
I'm Officer Jerome Bean with the Lexington Police Department, and I'm one of the instructors for the Lexington Crime-Free Multi-Housing Program. So it is a program that we have put together, and we do a one-day, 8-hour course for apartment managers, maintenance personnel, property owners. We'll have different instructors. We'll have instructors from the police department. We'll have neighborhood resource officers come and talk. We'll have code enforcement talk. We'll have Mr. Stephen Marshall here, who is a civil attorney, who will answer any civil questions that they have. Some of our detectives will come in. Our narcotics detective will come in and give them some pointers on what to look for narcotics and things like that. And then we'll also have one of our detectives come in and we'll teach them a version of how to de-escalate a situation if someone comes into the office and they're yelling and screaming about something. We'll have a detective come in and kind of give them some de-escalation points on how to get the situation calmed down enough to where they can call the police if they need to be called. It gives the apartment managers tools to help combat criminal activity on their property, which will just make the neighborhoods that their property are in a much better place for people to live. They're going to be like, hey, we're not going to have this type of activity on our property because this is our community. This program is important because it's a partnership between the Lexington Police Department and our apartment communities. We don't call them apartment complexes that are in this program. We call them communities because that's what they are. So we like to build that relationship with them and the police department and give them vital information or contacts that they could have if they're having issues on their property, so that they can have an individual to contact. So 9 times out of 10, I'm that individual that they'll contact, and then I'll make sure that the proper people are notified about the issue to help get their problem solved. You can go to the Lexington Police Department webpage and go to the crime-free multi-housing section, and you'll be able to read. There is program information on there. There is a brochure on there with information on there that'll tell you more in depth about the program. We hold the program once a year, so we're getting ready to probably have one in August. So once we get our date set, we will have an application on there, and then they can go on there and fill out the application and send it back to us.
When we come back, last call for stormwater grants.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlet and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, Executive Director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Cadentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Cadentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Cadentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Cadentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Caden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Cadentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Cadentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. This week is your last chance to sign up for this year's Stormwater Grants program. Bailey Young joins us to talk about the program and how to take advantage of its benefits.
Stormwater management is important because as the city continues to develop, more impervious area is added, and so we want to reduce the impervious area, reduce quantity, and enhance quality. Impervious area is any pavement or hard surface that can't infiltrate stormwater. So Lexington has an incentive grant program for infrastructure projects, and so that will be Parcel B projects that include schools, businesses, commercial industry institutions, anything that's non-ag. And so we partner with residents who want to invest into stormwater projects on their property. So we contribute up to $360,000 for the projects, and we ask that residents match at 20%. So right now we're accepting Class B infrastructure project grant submittals, and those are due Friday, July 26th by 4 p.m. So the grants have funded a wide variety of projects over the years, including permeable pavers, stormwater conveyance, stream restoration, rainwater harvesting. So there's really a lot of options. So infrastructure projects are scored based on the reduction of impervious area, as well as the area being treated by the BMP, which could include increasing tree canopy. And we're looking for water quality enhancements, especially if E. coli is targeted. And we normally include an educational component of the project where there's signage put in to describe to others what water quality feature is being shown. We have a little bit over $1.2 million to invest in stormwater infrastructure grants this year for fiscal year 25. We have different categories for our submittals, and so we have projects under 75 grand are all scored together, and feasibility projects, which we give up to 55 grand, are scored together as well. So don't be intimidated if you have a smaller scale project, we're still looking for those too. A feasibility project is where you're doing investigation of the project you would like to do. So you're normally collaborating with engineers and landscape architects and trying to determine what the best solution for your problem would be. So on the city's website, we have the application documents, we have examples and drafts, so you can see exactly what you're looking for, and you can look back at old ones that we've accepted.
We've told you about stormwater grants. Now we take you to a project that was funded through the program. Frank Mabson gives us a walkthrough.
My name is Frank Mabson, and I work for the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's Division of Water Quality, specifically for the Stormwater Quality Projects Incentive Grants Program. I'm the grant administrator. And the project behind us is 900 on the block, is what we call it. It's located at 912, 914, and 916, and 918 North Limestone. This is one of our incentive grants, a Class B infrastructure incentive grants, and it incorporates permeable pavement, rain gardens, native landscaping, and a water path. The Stormwater Quality Incentive Grant Program was implemented in 2010, and it provides funding for private property owners to tackle stormwater-related issues, be it in the form of infrastructure or in the form of educational curriculum type of programs. Our Class A neighborhood project grants are for homeowner, neighborhood, or community associations incorporated with the state of Kentucky that represent single-family homeowners. Our Class B educational grants are to fund projects that deal with curriculum development, public involvement, workshops, publicity campaigns related to water quality. And these grants are for Class B fee payers only. This particular project is a Class B infrastructure project, and it is also for Class B fee payers, and it provides funding for projects such as stream bank stabilizations, permeable pavement, rain gardens, rain barrels, swells, and things of that nature, just to name a few. So the 900 block is a project that incorporated these 4 multifamily units, and this project was previously surrounded by impervious areas that prevented the water from absorbing in the ground, and it was prompted by flooding in our localized neighborhood here, especially in front of Arlington Elementary over my shoulder here. So they had an issue with heavy flooding, and so this is why they came to us to apply for a grant. So impervious surfaces do not allow water to infiltrate through the ground, and you can think of roads, sidewalks, rooftops, driveways, and things of that nature. Those are some good examples of impervious surfaces. The water is not allowed to infiltrate the ground, and therefore it would run off through the sidewalk and end up in some local yard or in front of some local building, just causing a bunch of flooding. Water doesn't have a place to go. So this project improved flooding by the installation of permeable pavers, the rain gardens, the native landscaping, allowing the water to actually infiltrate the ground and make its way out of the public system and off the sidewalks and the roads. So the infiltration itself is what helped the flooding. Well, in this particular case, this once graveled lot here now allows water to travel through the pavers down to a stone and sand detention area. The water is detained and it traps some of the water and removes some of the pollutants. A key aspect of this project is the water path, and that's a shared residential space and stormwater collection BMP. The path includes a bioretention feature which collects rooftop runoff and provides stormwater storage in the raised planter beds, which residents can look, touch, I would dare to taste it, no, and sit on the infrastructure. This project incorporates 2 rain gardens. Rain gardens are landscaped areas that capture runoff. The gardens also reduce lawn area, lessening the need for fertilizers and lawn equipment, while also filtering out pollutants. The plantings offer opportunity for native landscape creation, increased plant diversity, aesthetic benefits to the property, and educational opportunities in highly visible locations along this North Limestone corridor. Not only does this project incorporate physical infrastructure, stormwater infrastructure, but it also incorporates educational tools like our 2 educational signs, one planted in between our water path and one planted along the street corner here. And these allow visitors, bypassers, to just come by and just kind of get a beat on what they're looking at as far as the rain gardens and our water quality features here on site. If you're interested in applying for the grants, you can please go to the links shown on your screen here and contact me at the information also on the screen, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Council continues on summer break, but we still have some live meeting coverage to tell you about on Lex TV and streaming online. And remember, you can also find the most accurate and up-to-date information on all non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.